welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm participating in Team Tiny's interactive hop, so you'll be seeing ways to make interactive cards. Today I'm making a flip card, or sometimes it's called a swing card. I made one of those before with a circle die and pattern paper, and I'll link that video at the end of this video. Today I'm using rectangle dies, and I won't be using pattern paper. So this will be a birthday card, and I'm stamping happy birthday and another phrase from the stamp set I'm using. It says have a bonzer day because this is going to have a koala bear on it. And I use Mowed Lawn Distress ink because I'm embossing. So first of all, I went over with my powder tool to get rid of static, and now I'm putting on clear embossing powder. And then I'll heat it with my heat gun. For the card, I'm just using some white cardstock for the base of my card, and it's cut to an A2 size. And since it's a flip card, I'll be decorating the inside of the card instead of the outside. Now I'm using a technique that I saw Courtney Krieber use to make pattern paper, and it's splattering Distress Oxide ink. So since I just got these inks, I wanted to give it a try. And I thought it looked real cheerful for a birthday card. So the colors I'm using is Dusty Concord, Mowed Lawn, Squeezed Lemonade, and Broken China. I taped over some acetate from some leftover packaging over half of the card so that I don't get the splatters on that side of the card. So then I just put the ink on some acrylic, and then I sprayed on some water, and I'm just using a paintbrush to splatter on the ink. I've sped up most of the video so that it won't be so long. While you're watching me splatter my paper, I'll tell you a little bit about the hop. This is a hashtag driven hop, so if you put in the hashtag as a search, hashtag Team Tiny Interactive Hop, a list will come up with all of the different videos. Or you can go to the description below and click on the link. Team Tiny is a group of card makers on Facebook that have YouTube channels with less than 1,000 subscribers. We're working together to help each other grow our channels and to learn new techniques. You can support our channels by watching our videos, and it helps if you watch the whole video, liking our videos, and subscribing to our channels. This helps us to grow in YouTube's algorithm so that other people can find our channels. Another way you can support us is to use the affiliate links in the description below. I have all the different products that I used, and some of these will be affiliate links. If you click on these, you'll be able to find the products that I used, and if you purchase from any of these links, it gives me a small percentage of the sale, but it doesn't cost you anything. While I'm waiting for the ink to dry, I'm going to go ahead and do my koala bear. So I'm taking some Spectrum Noir paper that I cut into a rectangle, and I'm stamping a koala bear from Whimsy Stamps Aussie Friends, and I'm using Fawn Jet Black ink because I'm going to use alcohol markers, and it's alcohol marker friendly. So you want to make sure you use the right type of ink when you use alcohol markers, otherwise it might bleed. The stamp set I'm using was designed originally to raise money for the damage that was done in Australia with the fires last year. I don't know if they're still raising money for that, but that was the original intent of this stamp set. Now I'm using Copic Markers. I'm kind of new to Copic coloring. I've only been doing it for a year and not very much. But I'm taking classes from Kit and Clowder. So if you're new to alcohol markers, you might want to give that a try. I'm taking the 101 class, which is free, and she also offers paid classes for learning other techniques. And I've been learning quite a bit so far. She did teach us that you should start with the dark color first, because you'll use less ink that way. And usually you'll use 3 different shades of a color to blend. So I'll put the colors I'm using up in the description above. One of the techniques she teaches is flicking, and you might see this in other YouTube videos. So I haven't mastered it yet. I'm not very good. So you try to use the tip of the marker and do more of a flicking motion, and this gives you more of a hair or fur look. So that's what I'm trying to do with the koala bear. Now with the dark colors, you want to go in the area where you think it'll be more shadowed, either because it's under his chin or away from the sun. So on this picture, I'm thinking about the sun being over on the right-hand side. So the top right will be where the fur will be lighter, or the leaves. The lady who does the Kit and Clowder classes is from Australia, so it's kind of appropriate that I'm doing a koala bear. I'll put a link to her site there in case you want to learn about coloring with markers. Also, she does classes for colored pencils, and it doesn't have to be Copic, it can be any brand. She teaches you about several different brands and how to pick the color markers. Now that my panel has dried, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. For this one, I'm just making sort of a pattern paper by stamping random stamps. And I'm using the eucalyptus and the mowed lawn. And then I'm using some birthday stamps that I have from Stampin' Up! And they were with a Happy Birthday Bear set. I don't know the name of it, but it's probably 15, 20 years old, so I'm sure it's not around anymore. So you can use whatever small stamps that you have that kind of look birthday-ish or whatever holiday it is that you're making your card for. And just kind of put them on randomly, and I'm using different colors. So the yellow one's hard to show up, but it's just confetti. One tip to make it look better is to use some of your stamps go off the page, which I did with the eucalyptus and some of the hats. Now I didn't get all the hats stamped well, and there's a smudge, so I'm going to go over this and splatter some purple on here to kind of cover that up. While I'm waiting for the panels to dry, I'm going to go ahead and use my Tombow multi-glue to glue my koala and my sentiment on some green cardstock that I cut just a little bit bigger than the white cardstock. And it's easy to do if you have nesting dies. And these are from Lawn Fawn, and I'll put that in the description below. Now I'm going to add my splatters to this panel to cover out that little splotch that I got on here, and also I thought it'd make it look a little bit more cohesive. By the time I cleaned up all my stamps and ink, this was dry and ready for me to score. So I got my scoreboard and my bone folder, and I'm just scoring what will be the front panel in half. So since it's 4 1/4 inch wide, I'm doing it the 2 1/8 inch. And then you fold it over, and I'm going to use my bone folder to smooth it down. And you can see this is kind of a fun fold card. Now I'm ready to do the flip part of the card. So to do that, I've got my platform route for my die cut, and I'm using a rectangle die to cut it. So you want to put that over the crease that you made and make sure it's halfway. So you could use any die shape for this. You just want to make sure that it's something that's symmetrical so that it's the same on both sides. And I'm just using my roller to make sure that I have it right in the middle. And actually, I'm not using a ruler. This is my thing I use for sewing. I don't know what you call it, but it has a little slider to check to make sure you have the right stitch length. I don't know if you're like me, but I never can find a ruler. Rulers in our house disappear somewhere, probably in a junk drawer, but I'm not sure. But anyway, my sewing machine is right next to my card making table, so I just grabbed this. For the swing mechanism or flip mechanism, you want to just cut half the shape. So you just put your cutting plate over the top up till the crease. So only that side will cut. The other side of the rectangle won't. And here's what it looks like. And I'll play with it just a little bit to make sure it's working and fold it down. And so you'll see it's white on the one side, so that's the only part of the actual front of the card that will be showing, and that's where I'll put the koala bear. So I'm going to use my Tombow multi-glue to put on my koala bear and my sentiment. So here's how the swing card works. I think it's kind of fun, and you can come up with all different ideas to make these. I noticed I got a spot of purple paint on my koala bear head, so I had to color another one and glue it over the top, which I guess it just gave me more practice. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.